still have rain moving across eastern Iowa. Some of it is pretty heavy. Your first alert forecast is coming up.
Heated confirmation hearings will start this week for President Trump's Supreme Court nominee, with Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley right in the middle of it.
Refound America as whites only and get rid of them now. Every last one.
That robocall in Iowa stems from the murder of Molly Tibbetts and is sparking fear among Latinos in Iowa.
Now, from your 24-hour news source, this is the KCRG TV9 News at midday.
Well, more rain is causing rivers and creeks to rise across eastern Iowa. This is some flash flooding in Center Point along Otter Creek. It's not blocking roads or having any major impacts yet, but it is creeping into yards and fields. Meteorologist Justin Gertz is tracking the rain, and Justin, some places are already seeing a few inches of rain in just the last 24 hours.
Yeah, it's been coming down in buckets across parts of eastern Iowa. Center Point has had more than a few inches of rain. Even parts of Cedar Rapids more than 3 inches of rain so far today. Pinpoint operator, you look at this and say, well, there's not really any red showing up, but these are very efficient rain producers. When you have it line up several times over the course of the morning, it does add up. So even though we just have the dark green and yellow showing up here, don't be fooled by that, because it is going to come down quite heavily at times. This is moving right along Highway 20 at this point, pushing off toward the north. That band of heavy rain is coming north as well. Waterloo, we're in the thick of it. Same story, Independence and Waverly. We're starting to see some of that heavier rain take over as well. As we slide to the southeast, northeastern Lynn County, we've been really getting hammered by some pretty heavy rain. This is progressing off to the northeast. We'll see a lull in it before too long. Otherwise, around the Cascade area, northeastern Jones County, we are seeing some of that rain as well. Not a lot of lightning with this, however. A big change from what some of us had during the overnight hours. It's a wet midday in Manchester right now as you see the rain coming down. Temperatures haven't really moved a whole lot. We're in the lower 70s at this point. Dew points are right around 70 as well. That means the air is quite muggy, fueling those areas of locally heavy rain. We stay in the upper 70s for a high this afternoon. Tomorrow, there's still a chance of showers and thunderstorms, but I think the main threat is going to be coming up later on in the week once again. Your full first alert forecast is coming up. Alicia?
Thanks a lot, Justin. And all that rain means watch out for flash flooding. This was in Bremer County in Denver during the rain yesterday. Earlier, heavier rains flooded basements and in town and blocked roads for a time. Now people here are preparing for more rounds of heavy rain.
As fast as the water comes up around here and back down, you can't really prepare for it unless you always have everything up off the ground. So biggest thing was getting the vehicles out of the driveway so they wouldn't flood.
Just take a look at their neighborhood park. People say when it floods, more high water isn't far behind. And today, cleanup will begin in parts of Dubuque. Strong winds blew down dozens of trees and branches, mainly on the northeast side of town. Those trees damaged a few cars and homes. The wind also knocked out power last night, but at last check, all those outages have been restored. And tomorrow will start what's expected to be a contentious hearing on President Trump's Supreme Court nominee. Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley will chair the hearing for Brett Kavanaugh. Even with Republicans in control in the Senate, ABC's Stephanie Ramos reports confirmation is far from a done deal.
President Trump's Supreme Court Justice nominee, Brett Kavanaugh, will likely face a contentious confirmation hearing on Capitol Hill starting Tuesday.
I think you're going to see some really strong sets of questions from a number of us that are on the Judiciary Committee.
Kavanaugh is a judge on the U.S. Court of Appeals in D.C. If he's confirmed, the Supreme Court will then have a 5-4 conservative majority for likely a decade.
Brett Kavanaugh, an extraordinary judge, a long record, 12 years on the D.C. Circuit Court bench, over 300 decisions.
Some Senate Democrats are demanding to see more of Kavanaugh's records during his time inside the George W. Bush White House. Hundreds of thousands of pages have been made public, but lawyers for the former president say even though Bush signed off, the Trump administration is withholding 100,000 pages, claiming executive privilege.
I think that you could ask some very interesting questions about these documents.
Kavanaugh will likely be asked about abortion, campaign finance reform, regulatory oversight, and executive power. Democrats are also expected to press Kavanaugh to recuse himself from any cases that involve investigations against President Trump.
He chose the one person that has written that he should have immunity from any investigation and from any kind of prosecution that might result. This to me is astonishing, and not only that, it should not be allowed.
Sources familiar with Kavanaugh's prep tell ABC News it is unlikely he will recuse himself from any cases having to do with the president. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
We are keeping an eye on plans for protesters to shut down Chicago's O'Hare Airport today. The group plans to block the main highway to the airport to protest against violence. It's the same group that was able to shut down Lakeshore Drive a month ago. The group is calling for Mayor Rahm Emanuel to resign, as well as for more economic development in the city's south and west sides. That protest is expected to start at 11:30 this morning. Molly Tibbetts' dad made a plea this week not to use his daughter as a pawn in the immigration debate. An illegal immigrant working on a dairy farm in Tibbetts' hometown of Brooklyn admitted to grabbing the 20-year-old college student in July while she was jogging. But he says he doesn't remember killing her. Since then, politicians, including President Trump and Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds, have offered condolences while also highlighting the need for stronger immigration reform. But a new robocall is challenging what Tibbetts' father is asking for. Laura Terrell shows us the robocall that has many in Iowa's Latino community on edge.
She was stabbed to death by an invader from Mexico.
The 1.5-minute robocall is disturbing to hear. It starts by talking about the death of 20-year-old Molly Tibbetts and goes on to call for the death of all 58 million Latinos in the United States.
Refound America as whites only and get rid of them now. Every last one.
This is like literal white supremacy type of talk.
Pat Reinard runs Iowa Starting Line, the website that exposed the robocall going out to several Des Moines residents Tuesday. The out-of-state group Road to Power is claiming responsibility.
It can only take one or two people to just put a couple bucks behind a robocall to spread all kinds of fear and angst in a community.
Our community members are very afraid.
Joe Henry, a leader in the local Latino community, says people are already on edge after an arrest last week in Tibbetts' murder.
We had young people last week who were confronted, even walking in parks.
But this robocall is taking it to a dangerous level.
This takes us back 50, 60 years. This takes us back to lynchings, blaming a whole community.
He wants everyone in the community, all races, to stand up against hate.
These hateful messages are just going to continue when good people don't speak up. So this is a very important time.
Coming up in our next half hour, we'll explain why one group is blaming Governor Reynolds for those robocalls, even though her campaign has nothing to do with them. And after a slow start, the Hawkeyes made Kirk Ferentz Iowa's winningest coach ever, and Iowa State is looking to reschedule its canceled season opener. There's a lot to talk about tonight, so make sure you join us on Iowa Live on KCRG 9.2. You can catch the discussion tonight at 6:30 live from Union Station. The Hawkeyes' first game day also let a former Hawkeye tackle a new challenge at the University of Iowa Children's Hospital. And rain didn't dampen baseball fans' dreams, with some of baseball's biggest stars coming to the Field of Dreams.
And just within the past couple of minutes, that flash flood watch has been extended until the evening hours. Highest risk of flash flooding is going to be if heavy rain falls over places where we've already had the heavy rain, just can't take as much. Latest view of Pinpoint Futurecast is coming up after this. Stay with us here on KCRG TV 9.
You're watching your 24-hour news source, KCRG TV 9, with Chris Earl and meteorologist Justin Gertz. This is KCRG TV 9 News at midday.
Other diets don't work. Lose up to 1 pound of fat a day with Healthy Systems USA.
Started my weight loss journey with Healthy Systems USA Easter weekend. By the end of October, I have lost 92 pounds.
Order online or call us today.
It's grow time at the University of Iowa Community Credit Union, and that means some of the best deposit rates around. Don't miss out on the latest CD and IRA specials. And remember, if you find a better rate somewhere else, we'll beat it with our best rate guarantee. So lock in these great rates today and watch your money grow. But hurry, these specials won't last long. Call, click, or stop by a branch to open an account. UICCU.
No one plans to have an emergency, but when it happens, you deserve the best care fast. You deserve the emergency team at Mercy Cedar Rapids, with an experienced staff of board-certified physicians who respect your time. From minor conditions needing medical attention to serious, life-threatening events. When every second counts and you need state-of-the-art technology, you'll receive the best treatment faster. Emergency care at the speed of mercy. That's the Mercy Touch.
Now at Menards, save big money on your next project with 11% off everything. Spend more time relaxing with Ultra Deck low maintenance composite decking. Right now, 8, 12, and 16-foot lengths are just $159 a linear foot after sale price and 11% off. Save big on white elastomeric roof coating that comes with a 15-year warranty. Only $97.01 after sale price and 11% off. Stop waiting and start saving with 11% off everything. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
It's the McGregor's Furniture and Mattress Truckload Mattress Sale. Restonic Queen Pillow Top mattresses start at just $249. Or choose from a huge selection of queen mattresses priced at $9.99 or less. The Truckload Mattress Sale. It's going on now at McGregor's.
If you've been hurt in a crash, your injuries can last a long time, even a lifetime. Visit fightingforfairness.com to learn how to get a fair settlement from the insurance company. RSH Legal. Fighting for fairness.
It's the Healthy Systems USA Friends and Family Sale. Lose all that summer fat with this great deal. Our 2-month program for only $3.99, less than $7 per day.
If you've got that, don't worry about that. Healthy Systems USA.
KCRG TV9's A-List is now Locals Love Us. More businesses, more categories, optimized for where you live. Locals Love Us is making it easier to find the best restaurants and shops near you. Help celebrate outstanding work being done by local businessmen and women by casting your vote today at kcrg.com/localsloveus. Locals Love Us is powered by KCRG TV9. Now, your first alert forecast from meteorologist Justin Gertz.
Places, especially north of Interstate 80, have had plenty of rain going on today. We're seeing the northern edge of this really moving into northeastern Iowa now, our northeast zone, Decorah, Waukon, up toward Prairie du Chien, Elkader. We're seeing some of this steady rain, and all the way back to the west along Highway 18. This is ongoing. That's the leading edge of it. The steadiest rain is now moving right along Highway 20, lifting toward the north. So Dubuque right now, we have some of the steady stuff coming in here back towards Firely and Dyersville. Manchester will have some occasional brief downpours coming on by. Otherwise, it is a fairly steady rain. Around the Waterloo Cedar Falls Metro, we see some of these little pockets of yellow indicating those localized downpours that come through. As we slide back to the south, around Jones County, some localized downpours are coming by as this last little wing comes on by. Now, it doesn't look too significant as far as the rainfall rates on pinpoint Doppler radar. You typically expect to see heavy rain only when you have the reds showing up. However, because there's so much moisture in the air, these are very efficient rain producers. So even the dark greens and yellows are producing enough to really add up in a hurry. This area of rain extends all the way back into central Iowa. Based on its current path, looks like west of, let's say, Cedar Rapids towards the Sigourney area is the best chance of seeing some of this steadier rain. So the farther northwest you are, the more likely you are to see this. These areas of dark green on rain totals since midnight, that's where radar estimates 2 to 3 inches of rain. Some locally higher amounts are certainly something that we may have seen in some pockets. Your first alert, obviously the rain and thunderstorms are what we're highlighting. As far as the storms go, severe weather threat is very, very low. However, heavy rain is something we're going to be watching for, along with that potential for some flash flooding. So locally heavy rain for us today. Best chance is going to be north and perhaps north and west. Watch those creeks and rivers. We'll have a look at a lot of the river stage forecasts coming up in our next half hour. Pinpoint Futurecast again is favoring the farther northwest we go into the afternoon here. Here's 4 p.m. as we see scattered showers and thunderstorms. More isolated south. This evening, we continue to see areas of rain and storms. A lot of this begins to lift north late tonight, and I think north